Hi, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Stelina. Together, we are moms to 5 children, including 2 sets of twins.
At Tweet Dreamzz, we are passionate about helping families achieve the peaceful night's rest they deserve because we were formerly overwhelmed and sleep deprived ourselves.
We love nothing more than helping families achieve their specific sleep goals,
so the whole family can be rested and thriving.
On this podcast, you'll not just hear about sleep-related topics. We'll chat about how it started,
where we are today,
and the experiences that have shaped us as mothers of twins.
We hope you'll enjoy listening to the ups and downs,
the highs and lows, and everything in between.
Hey, we're back. It's Lindsay and Stelina here on Twin Life with Tweet Dreamzz. And today we wanted to talk about something that's like sort of been trending over the last couple years, like in the motherhood community. And that's about self-care. And we just want to talk like lightly on the subject today, that it can look really complex and extravagant, but also like really simple. So we wanted to share some tips as moms to twins. And Stelina has 3 children, and sort of how that's maybe evolved over time as becoming mothers. Because for me, like, I think self-care means, how can we tap into ourselves as moms, but how can we also tap into ourselves as who we were before we were a mom? You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you?
No, it definitely does. I mean, in one way, we're definitely different people than before we had children. I mean, I think it's inevitable, but I also think it's really important not to lose who you were. You know, that's not a completely different person, right? She's still there somewhere. So, you know, let's bring her out sometimes, maybe in a different way. But yeah, no, I think self-care is like super important for moms of twins, multiple singletons. It's definitely important.
100%. And if I look up the actual like Oxford Dictionary definition of self-care, it says the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress. Like, I never would have thought about like stress and self-care go hand in hand, but I guess they do. So let's share just a couple things that we do, because if you're listening to this, you might be home and you haven't showered in a week, or, you know, you're not getting like a second to yourself. And so you're wondering, like, self-care, like, I'm not going to the spa, like, so I'm not doing self-care. Like, I'm not having girls' night regularly, so I'm not doing self-care. But let's like flip the narrative a little bit and just point out, like, what did you enjoy before you became a mom? So for me, I have always been a reader, and I've read my whole life, right? I was a kid with my nose in a book. And when my twins were born, so let's say from 2017, probably until 2020-ish, I didn't read a single book, right?
I believe that.
No time. Or if I did have the time, I just felt, even though my kids were sleeping, exhausted, right? My brain was like, no, let's just veg out to my phone. Let me just look up parenting blogs or watch TV. And so kind of as things started to maybe slow down a little bit, I started reading again. And reading fills my bucket like completely. Like, I love a good fiction novel, escape. So I am really, really happy that I've remembered, like, you have a bookshelf and a bookcase full of books because like you loved to do that. So like, let's go back there. And I even extended it further and I joined a book club, and I love it. But a book club takes a lot of dedication. A, you have to read the book. And B, you have to say, yes, I'm going to come out of my house once a month and put on clothes and makeup and meet and chat with other ladies that you may not know that well. And actually, as an introvert, it's been like a big kind of growth moment for myself. So I'm really proud of that.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
great.
you. Yeah. So if you love to read, let's pick up a book, Kindle. I love just like a paperback, hardcover book. So that's one thing I'm doing right now. I also am on Goodreads. And if you don't have Goodreads and you love to read, get on Goodreads. It lets you, bookmark all the things that you want to read, because we hear about a book, we forget about it. So you get to create these like virtual bookshelves, and I'm loving it. Okay. But what about you, Selena? Let me hear about something that, whether it's big or small, in your, 2.5 years of being a mom, what's self-care looking like for you right now?
Sure. So I vividly remember even before I had the twins, I don't know why I was always concerned about like being able to take a long hot shower by myself. I remember talking about this with my husband before we had the girls. And I was like, look, I really enjoy taking a shower at night. I've always showered at night, not a morning shower person unless it's like a different circumstance than usual. And he was like, why are you so concerned about this? And I was like, I don't think you understand. Like, it's the end of the day. I just like to take a shower. It's my quiet time. Sometimes I listen to music, maybe a podcast, maybe just complete silence too. So, I'm very thankful that all my children have, a great bedtime routine. We're on a great schedule where they go to bed. And then the first thing I do after they go to bed is like take a nice hot shower, honestly. And it's like, it sounds so simple, but it really just helps me like decompress, wash away everything from the day. I know that sounds silly, but that's something just like really easy that I know I can do and like look forward to at the end of each day. So that's something like really simple. And then another thing that we try to do is, before we had kids, we lived in the city. We would go on date nights like all the time. Like we didn't have kids, so we didn't really have a schedule. And, we definitely don't do that anymore as much, go on date nights like all the time, but we try to carve out maybe once a month if we can, go on a date night. It definitely takes a lot more planning now, but it actually like makes it fun too, because it's like we really needed to plan this out, think about where we were going to go. So we make an effort to do that. And I feel like that's really good for my relationship and just like my well-being to, get out of the house at night and
Put on regular clothes.
go have some. Yeah, totally. And like, yeah, I mean, I wear leggings like all the time, constantly. So it's good to like, wear something else, have somebody cook for me. So yeah, that's just like two things that are like really simple that we do. And another just one simple thing that I like to try to do too is like get outside. Sunlight like really helps me a lot. So, if I can't do anything, even just like getting some air really helps me, just even if it's like 5 minutes air, I don't care how cold it is. I just take a deep breath outside. That really seems to reset my mood, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
I mean, vitamin D is never a bad thing. And to kind of piggyback off what you just said, I really think a big part of self-care is actually telling your partner, your husband, your spouse, like what you need, right? Like he can't read between the lines and like understand what exactly you need. So like by you just like saying, hey, I need the long shower, I need this, I need that, I need to like split the responsibilities here. Can you do this? I'll do that. I actually think most, I'm just going to say men like that. Like, it's not like nagging or like telling them what to do, but just like delegating some of the tasks and not feeling guilty about it. Right. Like, as the
Exactly.
mom, we're supposed to do everything. But somebody was telling me just this weekend that her and her husband have this like setup every week where she sleeps in on Sundays and like he sleeps in on Saturdays. Right. And that's just one day a week.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
We're like, she's like, I don't even maybe sleep in, but I'm not like waking up and jumping out of bed at 7 or whenever it is. She's like, I hear the kids. My husband handles it. And I might come out at like 8 or 8:30. And it's just, again, maybe just something to like look forward to, because we all would love a lie-in, right? So I really love that. Just sort of saying to your spouse, hey, I need help with this on Tuesdays, right? Instead of kind of being backed into a corner and then some type of conflict almost happening because of it. That reminds me that even when my twins were little and I was at work, my only self-care was really going to the gym. And I wasn't even going for like physical, like, hey, I need to lose 5 pounds, for example. It was more so like mental health. And I know a lot of people can relate to this, like just some cardio, getting up a little sweat, maybe listening to some music that you like, listening to a podcast, alone time. that's really what a workout and like a gym is all about for me. Would you agree?
Yes, I forgot to mention that too. Definitely going to the gym helps me too, whether it's like an at-home workout in the basement or like going out of the house and going to the gym. I almost never regret it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can say that like getting there is so hard, but like once you're there, even if it's like not a crazy workout or, not the workout you had planned, just like you said, doing a little cardio really helps my mood a lot. And then, maybe I'll do some weights and stuff, and it definitely helps me too. And then I feel like I'm doing something good for my body because, like, let's be serious. The whole reason why we're talking about self-care here is because, like, if we can't take care of ourselves, how are we supposed to take care of our children? Okay. Like, it's, pretty evident that we need to take care of ourselves in order to take care of other people. It's kind of like what they say on the plane, like put your mask on first, then help others. And, I find that to be very true in my life, and I bet you do too.
Yeah, it's that pouring from an empty cup kind of thing. If you're so burnt out and have not taken care of yourself, how is that transferring over to the people that you're caring for? Yes, 100%. And then one extra tip, really for anything, if you're having trouble like showing up, whether it's for like a workout or like a friend meetup or anything or a hobby you like to do, chores, I found that like if I put my gym time on my calendar, I go. I don't even know if it's just like some sort of brain phenomenon or what, but I'm like, okay, I've scheduled this time. Honestly, I go twice during the week and then we go on Saturdays. So it's 3 workouts a week. It's nothing crazy. And it keeps me in a good spot, I think, like health wise and mentally. But there's definitely been a big game changer for me where I like open up my phone, I look at my calendar for tomorrow, and I'm like, oh yeah, gym at 8:45. I'm gonna set my clothes out. I'm gonna do, legs or upper body or whatever it is. And I feel like that's been really, really helpful. So even if it's a small thing, like I need to do garden work, which I love garden work, but it's a little bit messy. It's kind of like a workout.
It's work.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Thursday, I'm gonna do XYZ in the garden. So I just put it on my calendar. Especially working from home, it's nice to be like, oh, but then a call booked, or I got this email, whatever it is. So if you work from home, I know you have that balance going on. Really pencil in some time for the things that A, you just have to get done, or B, you enjoy doing. It might make a difference. Hey girl, are you tired? Not only tired from lack of sleep, but tired from searching all over the internet for sleep advice that's specific to your twins? Here at Tweet Dreamzz, we know that twin-specific advice and routines should be easy to find and access, and that's why we are a one-stop shop for you as a sleep resource. Our blog is chock full of advice for twins when it comes to naps, night weaning, sleeping through the night, and so much more. Not sure where to start? Be sure to grab our free twin sleep guide available for download today. This guide will walk you through an optimal bedtime routine, how to keep them synced throughout the day, and how to keep a routine going. As twin moms, we know how special those breaks are, and we want you to have them. Check out the show notes to grab your copy.
Yeah, totally. And then the last thing I wanted to say too is like, self-care can look different for everybody, moms, dads, women, so like, don't be judgmental of other people's self-care, right? So like, I'm just going to give an example here. Like for my husband, like self-care for him would be if somebody asked him to go watch the football game and it happened to fall like during the kid's nap, like he's like, okay, it's a Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to go down the street. I'll be very close. So-and-so asked me to watch the game. I'll be back right around the time they nap because he's like awesome and, is usually home pretty much when they wake up. Call me if you need me. And like, I'm going to go do that. And I feel like in the beginning, I'd be like, oh, this is like so stupid. Does he have to do that? Like, why would he want to do that? Like, but that's what he wants to do. So if that's going to make him happy, and we just talked about how, you need to help yourself before you can help anybody else, if that helps him, then so be it. Like, that's okay. Right. So, self-care, if that looks like getting your nails done, if like you have the opportunity to do that, like, cool. Some people don't get their nails done, whatever, like, it's fine. It's self-care can just look so different for everybody. So I think the main point of this whole topic is like, find what you used to like to do, or maybe find a new hobby. If you're looking for something to do that kind of fills your cup and makes you happy, it can be anything. It can be inside your house, like me, taking a long shower. Some people might think that's lame. that's what I like to do. Or it can be like something extravagant that takes planning, and like you're planning for like 6 months out to like go to the spa with your friends, and you already got a babysitter, and like, it's this big whole thing.
Yeah.
So it can look different for everybody. I think it's just really important to carve out that time to make it happen for yourself.
100%. And don't like let yourself have any guilt attached to it. You are a person, you're a mom, you should be able to just do the things that fill your cup. Like you said, go get your feet scrubbed. Like, love that. I love that, right? I love that for you. I love that for me. And I also wanted to say that I love, like, everybody has their love language. Do you know what yours is?
I feel like it's probably like words of affirmation, that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I lean on that. What about you?
So mine's like acts of service,
Okay.
which means if my husband like go details my car, or he fixes something of mine that's broken, or like
Okay.
those acts of service is what makes me feel the most, I don't know, loved and cared for.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
Mm-hmm.
he could say, "Oh, you look beautiful," and I'm just like, "Yeah, whatever, like thanks." Like that doesn't like really like check the box.
That's what, yeah.
Um so it had me thinking that, like, as the holiday season comes up, what might you ask for from your spouse, right? Hey, I don't need a new purse. Maybe you want to have some alone time. Maybe you want to do
Mm-hmm.
a spa day, or maybe you want to like go to a hotel room by yourself. That's all cool, right? Like, what does that look like for you? I think it can look so like a little bit more like an act of service, or maybe some alone time, versus maybe just getting more gifts that you might not necessarily need.
Okay, well, if my husband's listening, which he probably isn't, I really like to go to TJ Maxx. Lindsay knows this because every time I text, I'm like, I'm returning something at TJ Maxx that I like didn't need, but I'm gonna get something else. Sometimes for my kids, but it's fine because I just like love a good deal. Okay. So I feel like that's, both. It's a gift. Okay, great. But like it's also alone time for me. Like where I live, there's like so many good TJ Maxx's and Marshalls here. Okay. I swear I find the best stuff. And even if I don't find anything, I just like going, and I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm here. Like I saw that last week. I don't need this. Oh, the line is way too long today. Like seriously, I gotta go. But
So you're saying
I
like
don't know. I just like
he needs
going.
to get you like a gift card or
Get me
something?
a TJ Maxx. Yeah, get me a TJ Maxx gift card, because I just like it's so much better to go there when it's like not my own money, or like I know I have a gift card that like, all right, I'm here, but if I want something, I have a gift card at least, and I got out of the house and I'm at like one of my favorite stores. So I don't know, I'm
Yeah.
just shouting that
Yeah,
out here.
no. Sometimes I just would go and like walk around. I love plants. So I would just go walk
Mhm.
around like a nursery, so like a garden center, like a
Mhm.
whatever. And I wouldn't even buy
Mhm.
anything. The green plants just made me happy. And
Mhm.
my husband's caught on. So usually he gets me a plant for like everything. And now I have like 600 plants in my house. That's like a different topic. Uh,
Yeah.
when I was thinking of this topic, I kind of revisited past years and past difficult moments as a mom. And Stelline and I have talked daily about the quote unquote terrible twos, right? She's living it right now. I survived it somehow. And I vividly remember when my kids were two, me walking away, right? My husband was home. I was maxed out to, even you said yesterday, I am so stimulated or overstimulated with this, with
Mhm.
today. Like I can't even deal. I remember feeling that way like on the regular. And so he would just like see that look on my face and I would say, I just can't. And I would even cry sometimes, walk into the bathroom, just breathe. Sometimes I would get in my car and drive away.
Mhm.
Like my kids were safe, they're with my husband, but you get it. Like it's so much. So walking away from something like a stressful situation is also self care. It can really be as simple as that, right? Get yourself regulated because the twos are hard. So
Yeah, they are.
I just wanted to,
That's a whole other
I
episode.
know,
It's on the
I know,
books.
we'll talk about that. Yeah. So if you've got 2 year olds at home, we see you, you will make it to the other side and it'll be okay. But in the moment, it's chaos. So I wanted to touch on just how we can take care of ourselves in a very simple way. And then also treat yourself, right? Get a hotel room, go to the spa, revisit what you liked about yourself. I posted this a while ago, but it on Instagram, I think. But the next time you see a mom or like a friend, like ask her something about herself first instead of being like, so how are the kids? How's, soccer? How's blah, 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 blah. Like maybe ask her what she's been up to. You could ask her about work, or you could ask her maybe if she has any travel plans, or if she wants to go get coffee or like a cup of tea. I bet she'll say yes. Right?
I would.
Yes, I know. Stelina and I just met for the first time last weekend. It was amazing. And
in person.
Yeah. Sorry. In person. We've known each other for over 2 years now in some capacity. And yeah, it was a big deal. So
it was so fun. I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
Yeah, we got all the coffee, all the food, walked. It was a great time.
I'm depressed now, but it'll be okay.
I know. That's all right.
Well, thank you for listening today. I hope this was helpful. Again, you got this. Get some self-care in, write it down, and DM us on Instagram and let us know what your version of self-care is, and you deserve it for sure. So till next time, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. If you liked this episode and conversation, be sure to leave a review or rating. Share it with a friend on social media or a family member. It's our goal to reach as many parents of multiples and singletons alike. You're not alone in your parenting journey. If you'd like to hear about a specific topic or have an episode idea, please feel free to message us. We're here to help.